This is Justin AMZN for Thursday, May 27th, 2021. So today we had a bearish retest gap. Gap down, we retested into the 21, looks great for a rollover, holds up right into the red line, gets a little bounce going, making a lower high, making a lower high, another lower high, and all the while it's just holding above the red line. It was a really strange day through all of this. It's like this is hardly moving at all. The range on the day, I think at one point I saw the range of the day was $16-17, something like that. That was it. It's like, okay, we just had a 2350 day right here. It moved 2350 on that day. That was it. It's like, are we going to have another really small day? I don't think so. This is a bearish retest gap. It's back below the 21 on the daily. It's compressing all day. And we've seen this where we have sideways for like 4 hours or 5 hours. Usually it's been a move in the morning and then it's been sideways afterwards. I'm like, this is setting up for a move. That was my gut. So I was in this. I was in the 32.25 put. I got in at 5, like way early over in here, and held through all of this. Felt like, oh, I'm going to get stopped out. It's going to flash down to 4. So my entry was a limit of 5, a stop at 4, and a target of 9. And you can see here, it ended up getting to 9, but I had already gotten out. I was up on the trade. I I had to get somewhere, and right through here, I'm like, okay, I think it's starting to go. I set a target at 6 and just got my stop up a little bit above 5 in case I got trailed out. I would be positive, but I'm like, okay, I think it's going to get going now. But I was not going to be able to watch it. I was not going to be able to move things around. I'm like, I just can't. I need to set it up so I can get out and just be out. And so another thought on this, I'm going to jump over to the 1 minute and just show you, because I looked at this afterwards to see, okay, how did it actually play out at the end of the day? In the very last minute, so not the last 5-minute candle, the very last minute is where it would have hit 9. It stayed below 9 all through here, would not have hit my target through there. I would have been exiting up in here probably around 7 or 8. I was out at 6 with a little bit of positive slippage. I just wanted to for sure get out. I didn't want to worry that I wasn't gonna be able to watch it and it didn't get out and it was going to turn into a swing trade. I didn't want to turn into a swing trade. So I don't think I would have held till 9. I think I would have been getting out at least a few minutes before the end of the day. This is kind of nerve-wracking in the last, little bit where it pulls back. You've been in something like all day waiting for it to move and it just goes sideways. Fortunately, I wasn't stopped out earlier, which was great. But because it had just moved here, or I'm sorry, it just missed here at 9 and then came all the way back to 7. It's like, I probably would have been trailed out around 7 if I was watching it, thinking, oh, it's going. Let me just tighten up the stop. Probably would have gotten it right here at 7. And again, we're on the 1 minute, but all through here, it bounced around quite a bit. It went from $7 all the way up to almost 9. And then at the very last minute of the day, maybe in the last few seconds, I don't think I can go more. Yeah, I can't even go further down into any further time frame here. I have another charting software I could use to see when during the last few seconds it actually popped up here. That's my guess. In the last maybe 30 seconds, it finally ran up past 9. I wouldn't have been holding to that point anyway, especially not on a Friday. This is a Thursday, so that helps. But yeah, for Thursday, my target was 9. If it was a Monday through Wednesday, my target would have been 3R, which would have been 8, and I would have been out. Would have been out over here. But that's not what happened today. So all the while, the call just kind of kept pulling back a little bit more. Let me get this back where I had it. It's close enough. And then let me zoom in on this just to show you kind of how I was gauging things as it went along. So earlier in the day, I saw, okay, there's a gap down here. We took out some lows, then it retested back up, and then it would come back down. It's like this is the call is losing value. The stock 5 minute is going sideways. This just kept going down, and it just wasn't getting a bearish move. And it was kind of annoying. It's like, okay, I've got a great setup. I just have to wait. And I had set up the trade in a way that I could wait. Unfortunately, it just took hours for it to play out. I could have waited to actually get in over here at 5, right here, making another lower low. I'm sorry, another lower high, and then actually getting into the red line and then rolling over. This was a little bit of an S curve, kind of a flat S curve here. And it was right through here that I had to take off. And it's like, okay, I think it's going to go. If it doesn't go, it should pop back up. It shouldn't continue sideways the rest of the day. We did that another day very recently where it was a sideways, totally sideways day. I think was that just yesterday? No, not just yesterday. Was it the 2350 day? Yeah, I think that was the 2350 day. So that was this day. Which day was that? We went sideways like totally all day. Was that this day? Yeah, we went sideways like all day, this day, all day. And this was, what day of the week was that? 20th. So that was another Thursday. I didn't think we were going to have another Thursday like last Thursday, like this, where it went sideways all day. I thought it was going to break down. We've been in this range. This is the same line 32, 48, 95. We've been in the same range for a while. We've been consolidating. We got a little more bearishness. If it continues tomorrow, it'd be a fourth bearish day in a row to continue, but I think it's totally possible we'll get back into the purple line. That means a push down from like 3230 where we closed down to like 3200. That's not far to go. We've had some really small days. Friday, right before holiday weekend, I think it's going to be another light day. If we retest a little bit back up into 3250 and then roll over, I think that's entirely possible. Alternatively, if we gap up and we get above this line, it could really run, even though it's going to be a lighter day. It is possible on lighter days that less volume makes a bigger move. We just have to wait and see. So that's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to look for a continuation lower. If it gaps up, I want to see it hold this as resistance and roll over. If it doesn't hold this, look out for a bullish move because then there's some bears to trap. So this is still compressing. We could, we may not be done. We could compress a couple more days. We're running out of room for this kind of a triangle to really narrow down here. But overall today, there was very little opportunity to get 4Rs. The only other better way I could have played this was getting in at like 450, which 445 was the low. I would have had to get in at 450 and get out at 850 as a target. That would have been a 4R trade. There really wasn't another place to get 4Rs, not with the 3225 put. These options this week have been trading very, very differently, very strangely. This was just trading so slow. I don't typically get into an option that's at the money on a Thursday. Normally that's a Friday thing, but it was close. It was almost to the point that I could have been getting in to $100 risk option with the 3250 put because there were some small candles here. There were some candles here that were really small, even though it was a Thursday. And really right at the low, like this is your base down here, came right into that price at the hammer. This was 116 range. The next one was 82 range. It pulled back to the same low here. Really, as it was putting these highs in, these lower highs, that's where it was pulling back into a previous range where there was hammers, like hammer here, pulled back a little bit more, hammer here, sideways, pulled back into it. There were opportunities to get into the at the money strike and really not look for a 3R trade when you're closer to at the money. That's why I reserve that for Fridays. You get a bigger move. I could have set this up not for a 3R, but for an 8R right out the gate. Like getting in at the low over here, retesting this hammer. This hammer was 115. This candle was 20 bucks. That was it. This same price was right about 12. Could you set it up for 12 and get in? Looks like no. Looks like 12.20 was the low. So maybe we would have missed that. Or if you're watching it and you see it pull back into that and you move it up from 12 up to 12.50. There were some small candles over here, $1.10, $1.27, 34. Yeah, there were some really small candles all the way through here. Even as this, that's the best part. As this is rolling over, you're in the money. You got really small candles. The volatility was just really, really low, which kept the option prices really low. So just looking at the candles, there were some opportunities at the money. I think we're going to have more opportunities at the money tomorrow. We'll figure out where at the money is. Right now, at the money is still kind of the 32.50 price. We may lose a little more premium. Obviously, we're down at 32.30 here, but after hours, it's back up to like 32.40s. So I like the 32.50 strike going into tomorrow. If we do have a pushback up, I think we'll lose obviously a lot of value on the put. We'll gain some back on the call. We'll see if we can gain some back and hold this low. If we can retest back up into like a 14 price on the call, or if we can stay a little bit below that, lose a bunch of premium. Like if we come back into like 15, 14 through, where this was starting to break out, that could mean we're right back in here. So let's say if both options are about the same price, it should be right about at the money. So if we can get back to around 14 or 13 on both of these, and then start to go sideways a little bit and start to roll over, that's where I think we could have an explosion like this, but even more if we have that that pent up pressure that we've been building all day today. That would be a clear S curve from this into tomorrow and roll over. That's what my gut says. We'll see what plays out. But this is 3 bearish candles in a row. We haven't had that many in a row in a while. We had 5 through here. It's been a while since we've even had 3 bearish candles. So if we bounce, just because that's a lot of bears, if we bounce and put in a bullish candle, then look for the same thing on the bulls. Look for us to get back up to this 13-14 price, hold a new low level, kind of comparable to this over here, like 14, something through here like this, and look for that to just hold sideways and then start to go up. And at the same time, you'll see that put break down more. If the put breaks down below, let's say 11, if it starts breaking down 11 down to 10, it's probably done, going bearish. But we'll see. Hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.